magical friends, today I'm going to show you how to make your own Harry Potter DIY wallpaper. It's real wallpaper for your wall, not the type on your phone. I noticed that when I was looking up different YouTube videos that no one has done their own DIY wallpaper. Everything is wallpaper for your phone, which I have Harry Potter wallpaper on my phone, obviously, but I wanted to have some on my wall, you know, the real kind. I know Mina Lima has put out some wonderful stuff, and I'm hoping to get a couple rolls this summer when I go to London, but for down here, I think I want to do my own DIY wallpaper that's not going to cost too much. I want to keep the Mina Lima paper for upstairs in my bedroom where I can see it all the time. So what you're going to need to make your homemade wallpaper is a few books. Now, don't go out and destroy perfectly good books. Go to your local thrift store, find something that's already starting to fall apart, and then you can take it and you won't feel guilty about destroying them when you put them on your walls. There's all different editions, as you're well aware, of the Harry Potter books. I'm using the Sorcerer's Stone from the States because I like some of the different pictures that they have on the start of the chapters that not all of the editions have. And then in the corner, there's the little bits of like magic dust, which I think looks really neat. So whatever you can find. These ones also, because they are quite an older edition, they have weathered quite a bit. So the paper, instead of being white, is this nice kind of weathered look, and it looks kind of cool. And so I'm gonna give it the look that I'm wanting. I don't want it to look new, obviously. I want it to look old and Harry Potter style. So pretty much like it's been in the dorm room for the past 200 years and it's starting to peel. That's the look I'm going for. So I will show you what you'll need for this project and then we'll get to it. So this is everything you're going to need for your projects. A paintbrush, any size will do. The bigger the better, because then it covers more area and you don't have to do as many brush strokes, which will save you time in the long run. An Exacto knife or box cutter, whatever you want to call them. Something where you can pull the blade in so that you don't accidentally cut yourself. A container to put in your wallpaper paste or Modge Podge so that your brush fits in there good. If it's too small, it's going to make it harder. So something big. And your Harry Potter books that we talked about. Whichever style you prefer to have on your wall, you can pick. There's lots of really cool options here, guys. There's been so many versions released over the past few years that you can have pretty much anything you want on your wall. I will be using Modge Podge because I'm not too worried about having to get it off my wall. Modge Podge is more permanent. It does come off, but it is going to be hard to get it off. You're going to have to use a wallpaper remover spray, a scraper, and a sander. You're going to have to do some patchwork afterwards. I'm not worried about taking the wallpaper off my wall because down here in my basement, they're pretty beat up. And one day if I ever want to finish my basement, it's going to need new drywall. So then I will just take it off completely. But if you're not going to be taking your drywall down one day, or you ever want to take this wallpaper off, I would recommend the wallpaper paste. Will be much better than the Modge Podge. I just like the Modge Podge because it was really reasonably priced at our dollar store. So I just bought a few bottles and it didn't cost me very much. It would be very hard to remove later, just so you know. And I think that's everything that you're going to need. So let's get to it. You're going to take the knife and you're going to run it along the edge here, all the way down. You're going to give it lots of pressure and push. And then once you cut it with the knife, you're just going to take your pages and then you're just going to peel them off like so. And after you've get through a few like that, then you'll have to do that step again. After you've cut out a bunch of your book pages, you're going to then take your paintbrush and you're going to dip it in the Modge Podge that you have sitting here. You're going to put it on the wall and then you're going to stick the book page on. Once you stick the book page on, you're going to take more Modge Podge and go over top of it. So I'm going to start over here in the corner. I'm going to put on the Modge Podge, and you got to be quick because it dries pretty fast. You're going to stick it up, push it on with your hand, and then you're going to do more Modge Podge over the top page. Depending on what you're applying it to, you might need more or less of the Modge Podge. more you put on, the shinier the coat is going to be. I personally like it when there's a little bit of the wrinkles in the book page when they go on. I don't really want it to look completely flat, and so I'm not going to take a lot of time being careful and making sure they're going on. I like the little wrinkles in it. I think it looks better. It gives it a bit more character. And then just cover it. There. Nice and simple. You are going to repeat this several times, several hundred times probably. And when I get it done, I will give you a close-up. So I've only used 4 chapters from the book so far, so it's covered a decent chunk of wall for such a small amount of the book. I don't think I'm going to need any more than the 2 books that I have, so depending on the size of your wall will depend on how much you need for books. If you get them at your local thrift store when they're beat up like this, they're usually only a couple of dollars, so it's a pretty cheap way to wallpaper your wall. Got it all finished. It worked even better than I had hoped. I like the style of it with the pages and how it looks slightly wrinkled. Now, the next thing on the to-do list in here will be to make more of the brick wall so I can finish the ceiling. I really like how this turned out. So you can see here, if I get closer, you can read all the pages, see all the starts of the chapters. And yes, I realize my wall itself is not smooth. That's why some of it is wrinkly, but it's okay because it works. Makes it look older. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button.